Hey, what's up? This is The Heist. Have you seen one of these? Well, I know I've seen it a lot. And if you're a home studio producer, then chances are you have too. But today I'm going to be talking to you about an alternative interface that might just level up your sound. This is the SSL12. As you can see, it has 4 tracks. So for instance, they have the high pass button right here while you're recording vocals. They have the line in right here, and then they also have the 48 volt phantom power for each individual track. They also have this cool feature called the 4K. And no, it's not 4K like TV. This is actually audible. So you click the 4K and it gives it kind of like a volume boost and kind of like a presence around, I would say, a 4K hertz, 4000 hertz. It's supposed to emulate the 4000 console, the SSL console, just giving it a bit of the taste of what the preamp sounds like.
Taste. Savor.
You have 2 headphone jacks right here. So in case you're in like an intimate setting, recording with one other person, you both can listen. Now you can also have like an adapter where you have a dongle hanging out of one or both, and you can make it like a 4 input. So you can double up on each one. You also have the 2 line ins for the instrument. So these bypass the preamps that are within these tracks. But it does give you a really, really clean signal with guitar and bass. And then in the front on the right-hand side, we have the volume for the headphones right here. Under that, we have the cut button, which you can just quickly press and cut all sounds. If you're in like a studio session and people want to talk or give ideas or something like that, really awesome. The alt feature right here, you can switch from like one pair of speakers to another pair of speakers, like studio monitors. The last one is the talk button. So if someone's in the like vocal booth, or you have a home studio like closet vocal booth setup, you can talk to the people in there, which is really dope. And let's go to the back of the device. So we have the 4 inputs right here. Microphone, guitar, bass. The preamps are awesome. This would be perfect for like miking up a drum set. I definitely recommend it. The preamps are smooth. Then you have 4 outputs, so you can have 4 speakers plugged into this. For the alt button in the front, you can alternate between both of those pairs. You have the MIDI in and out. You have an on and off button, so that's kind of an interesting feature. You definitely want to remember to click that when you're leaving your station. And then here you have the ADAT, which is a very, very dope option. This will allow you to double up the amount of inputs you have by plugging into a microphone pre or another interface. It is the SSL12, so I believe you can up it to like 8 or 12, and that's without spending $2,000 like some other interfaces that we know of. So after using this for 3, 4, maybe even more years, I have to say it's quality, it's clean. I know a lot of you guys have SM58s. With this one, I have to crank the input volume knob to like the max, so like when I'm breaking it off, you know? But with this, I barely turn it maybe up there, maybe halfway, maybe even like right at halfway. And with this volume knob, I would say you could go like a quarter of the way and you're booming your studio monitors, like they're full blast. It's a super loud and super quality product. The circuits within this are amazing. The moment I got this, I started making a beat and I started pulling up the same like one-shot libraries that I have of just one-shot samples. And immediately I noticed how crispy the sound was. This thing is amazing, guys. You seriously need to check this out. Watch more videos too, because this is not the only video repping it. And it's just a quality piece. While I was editing, I forgot something. I wanted to mention that the interface itself is powered by a USB Type-C. So it's super convenient, especially since everything is going in that direction. Out of the box, with no mixing done, hands down, the SSL12 is cleaner. And the amount of gain that you get within the SSL12 is just crazy. Like, I'm telling you, you nudge this knob a little bit and the volume just goes out of control in a good way. So it's really cool, you know. And this one, I remember recording on this actually just like a few days ago, and I really had to like go dig into my Pro Q3, the Fab Filter plugin, to get a clean sound. And I just feel like this is just not cutting it anymore. So I'm telling you guys, if you want a nice, clean interface that's not gonna cost you like $2,000 or even $1,000, get this. It's $499, and it's been jumping up in price ever since it was released. SSL is a solid company, solid state logic. They've been around for years. They make $50,000 consoles, and I'm not saying they're awesome just because of the price, but the quality and, you know, a lot of music that you've heard has been recorded, probably mixed and mastered on one of those consoles. You know, Focusrite definitely has some good products. They're not a terrible company at all. So when I got this thing, you know, I was really focused more on budget. I've made beats for at least 10 years before I had this. The first one I had was actually the M-Box when I was making beats on Pro Tools. And I got this for FL Studio. For the price, to be honest, I really, now after getting the SSL12, I feel like if you were strapped on cash, I would honestly get the SSL2 or the SSL2 Plus and then work your way up to the SSL12. Or, I mean, an interface that's comparable. I just highly recommend the preamps. They sound so good. I just think that, you know, the preamps that you get for the amount that you pay for this, if you pay a little bit more, you can get the SSL2 or, you know, something comparable to that. Speaking of the SSL2, the preamps are pretty much just like the SSL12. If you have one of these, I highly, highly recommend looking into, you know what it is, the SSL12. Those are my thoughts about both of these interfaces. If you guys want to level up your sound, go ahead and grab the SSL12.